Welcome to Rebel Run Sports. I'm joined today by Taylor Caskey, Katie Checkosky of the Robinson girls lacrosse team, state champions. How are you all doing today?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Oh, terrific. Thank you. Well, let's start here. 2 years ago, did you ever imagine that you would have the run that you did for the next 2 years?
I mean, it's definitely something we've always dreamed of doing, like having played together for so long before joining each other again in high school, was being able to do great things and winning the state championship, and actually getting here is just amazing and really happy.
Yeah, I think when we initially started, her freshman year and my sophomore year was when we first got to play together in high school. We didn't really expect this at all. We knew we had some talent coming up and we knew we had the potential to be great, but at that time we were just above a 500 record, so we weren't really expecting anything. So the fact that we had this run was just, and we weren't expecting it, was just what made it so much more special to us.
Well, you had a terrific season last year, but how important was it for you this year to complete the undefeated season in the state title?
I think there was a missing piece last year, having lost one game to Georgetown Visitation, and this year we started off really strong, having a really long run of wins, and we knew that once we got to playoffs, we had to win every game in order to make it all the way again. So it just kind of, I think that our determination to be undefeated kind of grew, I guess.
Yeah, like Katie said, I think last year we were so happy to have the record we did with only one loss, but this year we got to play some more private schools in a spring break tournament. So, and when we finally beat them, then we really had the confidence, because we're like, okay, if we can beat private schools, then we can beat a lot of the public schools. So I think, yeah, just ending this year with the perfect record that we did was just so important and so exciting for us.
Yeah, especially going into next year too. It'll give us a lot of momentum, losing the leaders that we're losing this year on our team. So
yeah, and of course I wanted to go out with my senior year with a bang. So
Well, you did that. Well, obviously the guys team, back to back to back. How much competition is there amongst the two teams?
I mean, I wouldn't really say competition, more I know for the girls, we come to the boys games and we like seeing them do good and stuff. So, I mean, they do have 1 year on us, but hopefully we can get it back next year.
Yeah, we obviously, we all want to be the best. So any team for Robinson that's winning is, it's a win for all the teams. So I think we wanted them to do well. Of course, we wanted to be able to say that we had the same exact back-to-back as them.
Yep.
So, but then they outdid us with the three-peat, so.
Yeah.
Who's better?
I mean, obviously we're going to say the girls, but
I mean, we had the better record last year, so.
And this year.
Yeah.
So.
But we love them all. We love them all.
No matter what.
We'll support them.
Oh, don't get diplomatic now. Well, obviously, the tradition for Robinson lacrosse is terrific. What is it about Robinson that makes the program so dominant?
I think, we're all playing for Ram Pride, so we want to represent our school the best we can.
I think we all have such a strong chemistry on and off the field, and we've been so close, and I know this is the same for the boys, is that our teams are very close and we love being around each other, and I think that was what was so different from years past. Is we've definitely had our fair share of cliques in the past, but I think this year we really came together as a whole.
Everyone
and
got along.
we did everything together, and I've never been on a team that made me just so excited and happy to go to practice, which is, sometimes you just don't want to go to practice. So
Well, good. You all seem to have a lot of fun out there as you were smoking people out there. Talk a little bit about the recruiting process for you. You're going to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And you've committed to James Madison. All right. Talk a little bit about it.
So I guess I had a different recruiting experience than Katie did, because I committed a lot later, because I originally was committed to play for George Mason University, which is literally 5 minutes down the street. And I decided after my visit that I just didn't want to stay this close to home. And with girls lacrosse, the recruiting process happens a lot earlier than most sports, I would say, because you committed your sophomore year. Mm-hmm. And so, as a junior, you kind of, if you aren't committed towards the end of your junior year, then, you know, it's not as going to be as easy for you. And especially as a senior, I decommitted my senior year, so it was a different kind of process. So at this point, I'm just kind of weighing out my options. I know I'm already going to Tech, and I've been in contact with the coach, so we'll see what happens with that. But I would also be really happy playing club, so I just need to decide sooner what I want to do with that. But hers is a little different than mine. So.
I mean, and Taylor, she got so much support from everyone, and we were all like really happy for her. No, like, I think at the beginning when she was committed to Mason, she seemed a little iffy, and all of us, we know Taylor, and she's outgoing and she wants to try new things, and I think her going to Tech is going to be a really great experience for her, so we're all excited for that. But me, on the other hand, when I went on my first visit to James Madison summer going into my sophomore year, right when I stepped on the campus, I kind of just like felt like it was home, and that happens for a lot of people, and I just kind of got lucky that worked out for me. So a great program, and there's great coaches, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, what was it about Tech?
I've always loved the big sports atmosphere of schools. So, you know, the big football, the big morale, the school, that the pride they have behind the school. That's part of the reason I love Robin so much, is because we just have such a great great time here, and we always support everyone. And I think that was what was huge for me, is I wanted to go somewhere where I knew there was going to be support, and I was going to meet a lot of new people and just get a fresh start. I think part of, like, when I went to George Mason, I had this epiphany. I was like, I'm going to be in this same area my whole life. And so I just wanted to try something new. Like Katie said, I'm always up for new experiences. So that was I just kind of decided it was between JMU and Tech, actually. And I decided on Tech. But we still might be playing each other in a few years if everything works out. So.
Well, obviously, you all didn't just roll out of bed and become great lacrosse players. How much training does it go into it? How much training do you have to put into it to become where you are right now?
A lot of practice, and training and stuff. I mean, just like any other sport, you have to, if you want to be good at a sport, it's not going to just come. You have to put in a lot of hours of practice and stuff. And both playing on club teams and with Robinson, we were able to get all those hours done to be as good as we could be. So
I think one of the most important things for us and just for everyone is to set a goal just to be better than you were before. So when we go out there, we're always like, oh, we'll do another rep because we know someone else is going to stop at 10. So we always go into training, and we train like off season and summer. Katie and I train together like all the time, and we knew we wanted to be the best this year, so we knew that the training would have to be constant and we'd have to stay strong. So that's why we were constantly going to the gym, constantly working out. And even during the season, on Sundays when we would have days off, some of us would just come up to the field right here and just shoot around. If we thought we had a bad game, we'd come and shoot around. So we kind of, you have to put a lot of effort and practice into the sport.
Wait. If you had a bad game, you would come on a Sunday? You all were undefeated. What are you talking about if you had a bad game?
I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect game. There would be mistakes. If we had an off shooting game or something, we would come up and get extra reps.
Yeah, we would definitely have our off games. I mean, we would be lucky to pull out with some of them, like with Langley. We came back and beat him by like 1, and I think that was a wake-up call for all of us. So I think after that game, we came up and shot around. And after a few of the other games that we might have even won by a few goals.
Westfield.
Oh, yeah, Westfield. In the beginning of the season, we almost got beat by Westfield. And we definitely came up after that one, and we worked really hard. And
especially in practice.
It was pretty much like a captain's practice on Sunday. And we're like, you guys need to come out and work because that was a horrible showing. So, yeah.
We just have really high standards for like our team, and we knew that we had to go into every game, every practice, like giving 100% if we wanted to be able to defend our state title.
Well, Katie, what is Taylor's best attribute on the field?
There's not one best attribute. I mean, there's like so many different things, and that's part of the reason we're really gonna miss her next year on the field. I think she's so quick, and you guys even posted one of the videos of her running down the field. She can get the ball and she can run down and score. She can do a 100-yard sprint and score, and then she'll be ready for the next play. Like, she won't get tired, and I think her heart and hustle on the field is just like probably the most important attribute.
Well, the same thing. What's your best attribute on the field?
I mean, this year I had to sub in for Mackenzie Schuler, who took draw playing center, and I think I did well on the circle, or in the center taking draw, and then also I got a lot of assists this year, and I think I look to pass a lot, which is helpful because we have good cutters like Taylor and Ellie and Caitlin who do a great job looking to cut and getting open. So being able to see, have a good vision of the field, I think is something that I did good at.
Taylor asked you the same thing. What's Katie's best attribute?
I was thinking about that as she was talking, and I was going to say assisting, because Katie's a great player. She's very versatile, and she can score, she can take the draw. But I think one thing this year that I've seen her improve a lot with is assisting, because that's something that's often overlooked, is the people who are behind the plays. You know, people always look at the people who are scoring, but I wouldn't have scored half of my goals without Katie. And we have tons of plays where we just work together to assist to each other, and we've been doing that since we were young. So it's just good to realize, to give Katie credit for that, because she's probably our best assister this year, and that is something that is just amazing, and it's a team play. It's a quality of a team player, really.
Thanks.
What is your best attribute?
I think my best attribute is I like to take charge on the field, and I have a good field sense, so I know where I'm supposed to be, and I can tell other people where they need to go, if because we've had some freshmen who started, or some new players who came up from JV that had to go on the field. So I think what I contribute to is being able to tell them where to go and work with them in the plays, because I can see where something, where a play could work, and then obviously
Makes
Katie's
it happen.
Yeah, and Katie's usually the one assisting. So Katie and I have this kind of, I'd say, a telepathy kind of thing.
Yeah.
we're not that special, but we can kind of tell what each other's doing, and we can kind of we can make certain things happen with her assisting in my quickness or field sense or whatever you would like to call it.
Have that connection.
How long have you played together?
Since my 5th grade or 6th grade year, we've been
Your
playing.
5th, my 6th.
Yeah, we started Braddock Road together, and that was my first season. And was that your first season? Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first season.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What are your goals for next year?
I mean, we obviously the season just ended, so we can't jump into saying, okay, we won another state championship, because we know we're gonna have to put in a lot of work, especially we're losing 5 starters. So there's gonna have to be a lot of girls stepping up, and I think with enough hard work and stuff, we will be able to get a lot of work done next year.
And what do you want to work on in the offseason to get better at individually?
I think I want to get a lot quicker, so maybe I'll work at the draw even more, because there were some draws throughout the whole season that I could have won that I didn't, and I know next year that's something that I'm going to have to play an even bigger role, losing Taylor on the circle. So I'm definitely going to try to work at that, knowing I'll have to play center again.
Well, Taylor, what will you miss most about playing in high school, and what are you looking forward to most about college?
I think I'm just really going to miss the team spirit that we had, because this team this year was something that, I don't know, it was kind of out of a fairy tale. Everyone just got along magically, and we had this amazing run and everything. And like Katie said, we just worked well together and played games together. And
yeah, after practice, we would look forward to going to practice and playing these team bonding games after.
Yeah,
we would stay after an hour and just play team bonding stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah, but what I'm probably going to miss the most is just this competitive atmosphere, and having this huge support system, and all these people who are just rooting for you to do well. And I don't know, I'd say we were kind of the town, everyone kind of knew about Robinson lacrosse, whether you were boys or girls, and it just kind of made you happy to drive around with the Robinson lacrosse sticker on the back of your car, because you're no matter what team, people are going to be oh yeah, that's Robinson lacrosse. So I think just being around this team and being able to go out there every day and do something I love with people I love is just something that I took for granted, and I'm going to miss it next year. And, for college. I guess I'm just looking forward to the new opportunities I'm going to get there, and being able to be on my own and just do whatever I want and decide how I take my college life. And, I'm going to play lacrosse in college. I'm not sure how, if I'm doing D1 or club, but no matter what, I know it's going to still be a competitive atmosphere, and that's something that is going to be a completely new experience with new girls, which I'm really excited for too.
Football games at Tech aren't bad either, though.
Oh, no, they're not that bad.
All right. Well, the last question I have for you, you all were ranked obviously #1 in the state of Virginia, but there's some sites that have you ranked 37th in the nation. Are there 36 high schools in the nation that could beat Robinson?
I mean, across the whole nation, like that seems kind of crazy. Knowing like the chemistry we have and how well we know each other and how well we play together, especially like it shows this season that we played really well together. I mean, there probably are teams that could beat us, but I think we would be able to compete with almost everyone.
Yeah. Obviously, we've seen some really good teams, especially in the spring break tournament we went to. That was some of the best teams all rounded up, and we were blessed to even get offered into that because I think, were we the only public school there?
Yeah, we were.
We were the only public school in that tournament, so we knew we had to step up for that one, but I don't know if there's 36. I mean, like Katie said, our chemistry is unbeatable. I mean, maybe beatable, but like our chemistry is just something that can power us through most games. And obviously skill is a big part of it, but working with your teammates is another huge aspect that sometimes the best teams might not have that, and we might just get a shot at beating them. So
I think there's a lot of teams out there that don't have that chemistry and that like the
Trust.
bond, yeah, the trust and bond that we have. And I mean, no matter what happens, if we were to lose a game, like we wouldn't be down on each other. We would pick each other's up and play to the next one no matter what.
I'll sum it up. No, there aren't 36 teams there. Well, thank you all so much for joining us.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. This has been Rebel Run Sports.